Vibe with five, and you already know.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this week's episode of Vibe with Five. You got here myself, Joel Beya, Steven Howson, and the guest for the week, the one and only Mr. Darren Bent. How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm all good, man. You?
Listen, man, thank you very much for coming on the show. Obviously, we've been talking about doing this for a while. We got Rio Ferdinand here as well. I almost forgot that he was here, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, Rio? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to speak to Benny, man. People try and talk to me about goal scorers and his name don't get mentioned. You need to give him the flowers, man. You're here. Good to see you, bro.
Definitely, man. We're really going to get into that. And we've also got a new show with Darren Bent coming on the channel soon, isn't it, Rio?
Yeah. Football boots. He's a man who loves his footwear.
Ooh. Trust me. So we're going to be doing stuff here. We're also going to be making sure that you guys check out his content on his channel as well. Doing really good. We got a great episode coming up today. But Rio.
That's a bit presumptuous.
No, about what?
How do you know it's going to be great? We haven't even started yet.
Oh, trust me. It's going to be good. Full of good messages as well. Speaking about messages, Rio, I saw you put out something very powerful yesterday on your Instagram and your Twitter as well. You were defending Vinicius Jnr. Obviously, he was again victim of racist chants by opposing fans. Real Madrid played Valencia yesterday. They lost 1-0. And then, he started getting like booed on and, you know what I mean, chanting negative things. I think they were calling him a monkey and stuff like that. And he comes out and the guy's in tears. He's literally distraught. And not only is it a bad situation, but he's actually not defended really by commentators, journalists post-match.
Ancelotti came out for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
But the journalist was almost kind of like, this didn't happen, he's mistaken. That was the angle they came out with it. It's like the third time it's happened.
The commentator was just like, we need to do something about racism, but he instigated the situation. You know, and then the commentators, I mean, and post-match, obviously you had they were asking Ancelotti questions, and Ancelotti rightfully said, I don't want to talk about the football. I want to talk about what's happened here today. Rio, what was your post about?
Yeah, listen, it was in response to the treatment that Vinicius Jnr got last night. I think at the game, this isn't the first time. I've been watching it from afar for a while now, and all season at various different locations, different stadiums in La Liga, he's been getting this type of treatment. Monkey chants. It's just racist behaviour. It's just been a joke, and I've just been looking to see how the situation plays out with these clubs and the places that he goes, or the perpetrators of this type of shit, really. And nothing seems to be happening. And I'm sitting there watching this young superstar, this young black guy playing the game that he loves in another country, bringing joy to millions of people around the world, Spain. And then he's subjected to this on a regular basis, and people trying to hide it. And I saw Ancelotti, and shout out Ancelotti, Carlo Ancelotti, for coming out and speaking so passionately and in defence of his player. When you got people or journalists and people in the media, especially in that country, talking and trying to justify or play down the actions of some of these ignorant people that have been doing this, and he's been subjected to this, and they're going, oh no, but they didn't say this, or they didn't say that. It wasn't quite like this. Why are you trying to make excuses for? It's a joke. I can't believe it. Listen, I'm angry, let alone, can you imagine being his mum and his dad? It's just about coming together. I think the players nowadays have got such huge platforms that we never had when we played. They're so fortunate in some ways to have the big platforms that they do. They're bigger than all the big media companies individually, let alone together. They need to come together. We need to come together, even the players that from past and the players that are playing currently, and have a unified approach at this. And I think the only way that people are going to listen is if players just step away from games and say, listen, this weekend we ain't playing. Until your rules and regulations are bang in place, where the perpetrators, the people that shout this stuff, and the clubs get punished properly, and the repercussions are of a standard that we all agree on, then there's games that are going to be missed in the calendar. And that means that there'll be money that will be coming out of the pockets of these big corporations that then they have to listen to. Because until that happens, these guys are going to go, they're going to make a little bit of noise now. We're all going to get behind someone and make a little text like we have this weekend. Few messages on social media, and it gets swept under the carpet again. The players nowadays don't realise, they've got to realise how powerful they are. They have the power now. With all of these big platforms, all of the fans that can see and understand the narrative that they push out, it can't be skewed by anyone in the media who's controlling it, sitting behind a table. They have the control, man. We have to come together and take it. Like I said, players from past, players from the present, people in the media who have a voice as well, have to come together and speak. Because this is just going to keep on happening, man.
Rio, before we read what Gianni, the FIFA president, said about the three-step process, I want to ask, have you spoken to Vini Jnr at all, considering all of this?
Yeah, well, he messaged me after the post. I've spoken to him every now and again on social media, and he messaged me after the post I put out within minutes. So he was on social media. So just to say thank you. And then he posted his message, which was a really powerful message. But again, I've had other players reach out to me, Clarence Seedorf, among others. They're like, listen, let's kind of come together with the players of the past, players of now and the present. But there has to be a unified approach, and I think we've always looked at this as too singular and too individual. I have an issue, I deal with it on my own. I ain't strong enough or powerful enough to kind of make the big enough waves that can affect the whole game. Romelu Lukaku can't do it on his own. Mario Balotelli can't do it on his own. Jerome Boateng can't do it on his own. Vinicius Jnr can't do it on his own. Mbappe, as big as he is, couldn't do it on his own. You need a team, you need a group, man. This is a team sport. That means something. And you go into battle to win games together. You've got to go into battle off the pitch to sort big causes that can have a massive impact, not only in the game, but socially as well. So I think it's times now, man. And I think that's my big call to all the players. Understand how powerful you are as a group, rather than looking at yourselves as individuals. Because we're all going to sit there and message Vinicius, but what's going to be done behind the scenes that puts these big corporations, puts the clubs, puts the authorities, the associations under immense pressure that they go, you know, we have to listen. These guys have to be at the table when big decisions are being made. The repercussions are being set for these people. They have to be there.
Can you imagine the repercussions that there'd be now if, and for all the people that was always kicking off about why are players taking the knee, nothing's changed. That's why they were taking the knee, to draw attention to this. Can you imagine the repercussions now if Real Madrid, instead of taking the knee this weekend, just left? Line up and then leave.
Exactly.
Just all of you leave. Just straight off the bat leave.
Unbelievable shout. Like, all the people that have the ignorance to go, what does that taking the knee mean? Yeah, we stopped it. People don't talk about it no more. It wasn't that it was going to change the world. It's just it keeps the conversation going, keeps racism, discrimination at the top of the conversation. Because like I said, the powers that be, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are happy to see those type of actions go out the window because it takes the focus somewhere else.
These people, I know what you're saying. They don't want it to be part of the conversation. But the problem is, especially, not saying there's no racism in the UK, by the way, but especially in Spain and England, they're just on a completely different wave, man. They're on some in-your-face business, bruv. Like, when you look at what the commentators are saying afterwards, you know, when you're looking at, like, even Gianni, FIFA president, you know, he's talking about the three-step process. Bruv, I've never seen the three-step process in action.
No, that's never worked. I've not heard of one. Have you heard of one instance where this has happened and that process has followed?
But the funny thing is, yeah, you've got your process, but the process is never implemented. Because I feel like these people are more afraid of them losing out the money from the attendances and from 100%. The food, and because there's a lot of money that's made on a match day. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, take action now. So
the onus is on the referee or like sometimes on the players to do it.
I hear you, but instead of just coming out and saying, like, this is Gianni, just coming out and saying three-step process, he needs to look at himself as well and say, you know what? We're going to have to make sure that this process comes into place. Yeah. Let's not act like he doesn't have any power over referees or whatever it is.
Yeah, Gianni coming out and going, oh, there's a process in place. Why don't be the head of football and say, La Liga, fix your shit, or I'm going to come and fix your shit?
Exactly.
Like, wouldn't that be what the leader of football is meant to come and do?
Exactly. So
the governing bodies just need to govern it. Put stuff in place that people can't wiggle. The leagues at the moment can wiggle. They can blame. They can push it to other people. They can point the finger as that responsibility over there. Governing bodies need to take a hold of it and go, this is exactly how stuff needs to go down when there's an issue. When there's a racism problem in the ground, this has to happen. No grey areas, black and white, that's it. But that don't happen. Yeah. Even the journalists, I see some of the journalists trying to justify it. That is like, and it's so embarrassing. But what that tells me, they have the platform to do that and the confidence to do that because they know that there's not going to be no repercussions for them. They can to go on TV and to say it's because Vinicius is dancing. That's why this is happening. What type of an excuse is that?
Or he's instigated it. My man goes and gets a red card afterwards as well. And the guy was crying, you know, Rio. We've got videos that he was actually crying tears.
The people that make these decisions as well, they're never going to have to go through this. They have never been through this, and their kids will never have to go through this. That's why the severity that they deal with it isn't the way it should be, because they don't know what this feels like. And it's bad to say that, but that's a fact. Because if it happened to them, they would attack this very differently with different energy. Trust me.
Yeah, it's true. So
hang on, La Liga go, oh, it's on the club. The club go, oh, it was on the fans. And the fans go, oh, we don't know who said it. La Liga need to circle this all in and go, cool, until you fix it, you don't get to have fans in your stadium. Because clearly you can't be trusted to have fans in your stadium. So now you play empty stadiums. Real Madrid can bring their away fans. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I want to say anyway, well done for making like moves towards it, because you could have said I'm in England. Has got nothing to do with me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, you know what I mean? And I think it's good because I saw it all over blogs and stuff like that. And I think it's good to get that conversation going. And it's good that you got that contact with Vini, and hopefully you and the former ex-players can really do something, come together. So well done using your platform well. I want to lightly move it on. Obviously, we got here Darren Bent, goal scoring machine. I'm putting it out there. Yes, he played for Spurs, but he's an Arsenal fan at heart. So don't worry, man. This is Vibe with Five, man. We don't cut corners around here.
Now, Joe, I know you want to go on to talk about Man City winning the league and how Arsenal got so close and was a great runner-up, was a great challenger. But I'm not going to be here to listen to this. It's just going to do my in. So I'm going to sit here and congratulate you guys on a great season, Arsenal, playing for top four, and congratulate Man City. 3 in a row.
Did he text you again?
He's texted me while we're on air, so I've not looked at it yet. But he's no, I have to say congratulations, because I think they've been formidable. They let you get a little bit of a lead, Arsenal, but the experience at the turn of the corner when the business end of the season came, they just went bang, put it into overdrive, and I don't think they even went into overdrive. They just put it into second and went, right, see you later. Put you in the slipstream. But this team, they're going to be talked about as one of the best teams ever in the Premier League, no doubts.
Better than the 07-08 team.
It might be. They've got to win a few more things yet. But yeah, they win the Champions League, then that conversation definitely happens. And
it's happening now, bruv. What are you talking about? Ain't you been seeing social media? It's happening now.
They ain't won it yet.
It's happening now that they're a better team than the 07-08 team. All over the net.
No, they can't say that. Yeah, you got to win the Champions League.
Listen, it's happening, and also
they got to keep holding that title, because the Premier League might have something to say about that.
The Pep versus Sir Alex Ferguson argument is getting stronger and stronger. By the way, I'm just saying.
I think Pep might need to see if he can do what Sir Alex Ferguson did in Scotland with Aberdeen. Can he beat Real Madrid with Aberdeen?
Okay, but listen.
I don't think so.
No. Look, we've got Darren Bent here as well. I'm sure he's going to back me in this argument. Is it Pep's fault, right, that he's inherited good team? That's what happens when you win. Why is he going to win everything he's won at Barcelona, win everything he won at Bayern, and all of a sudden, but he can't do it with a small team. He hasn't had to.
I'll show
he's been
this.
winning, and he's been doing a very good job at it.
Shut up and listen for a second.
That's the truth, though, right?
If he wins the Champions League, now he moves ahead of Sir Alex Ferguson by 1 after managing what's been called the best teams in the world for like the last 20 years.
Okay, but I swear
he's underachieved.
His
so-called greatest manager.
Managerial career. How old is he versus what Sir Alex Ferguson was? Like when he was doing all of this, he's got like another flipping 15 years left in his career. Come on, man. I'm calling it from now. Everyone's uncomfortable.
I said it on BT the other day, Joel. What I said with Pep Guardiola. How many managers influence a whole generation, like in terms of the style of football? The whole football pyramid has changed the way that they look at football because of one man's thought process. And that's Pep Guardiola. Like, you're just seeing teams at Sunday football, to 2 centre-halves dropping towards near the corner flag to get the ball. That never happened ever. But this guy chose to do it. You've got fullbacks rolling into midfield now. Nowhere on the pyramid was they doing that before. He's brought these ideas to the game. That's why I think yes, he wins. Yes, he created great teams and been a part of great football clubs. But I think his real legacy is the way that he kind of looks at the game, analyses it, and brings new things. He's a maverick. He's an innovator. And I think that's his true genius.
And he's your mate.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're staying on his Christmas card list. So
No, but you know, like 100%. I think where we.
That's enough sucking up to Man City. You're going to get out of me for today, right? I'm over and out.
I love bantering. I love giving it the Man United jabs here and there. But I think where Fergie was the man.
Hold on a minute. Whoa. Joe.
Wait.
If Arsenal and Arteta finish top 4 next season, don't win the league and don't get a trophy, does he stay or go?
Yes, he stays. He has to stay.
I feel outnumbered here. I've got 2 Arsenal fans for one.
He's got to stay.
He's got to stay.
Why?
Still building momentum, Is
That's
he?
right.
Got to stay.
That's right.
So he's actually not even got as good a season as Ollie had, and we sacked Ollie after that season. You understand that, right?
Yeah, but it's also, look, you get vibes at the club.
Vibes. He wants vibes.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth.
Basically,
When
what Joel's saying is,
Mourinho-
put the contracts on the table, let him write whatever numbers on it he wants,
Literally. When Mourinho came second for United that season, right?
and we got the same amount of points as you got this season.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That season. He still weren't being backed by the board over Paul Pogba.
Yeah.
Why? Because the vibes weren't there.
No,
That's
it's the
why coming
Glazers.
with the
This is the whole reason
vibes.
United fans have lost our melons over the last 15
football
years.
heritage. You had to give it one of those. But yeah, no, of course Arteta has to say, no doubt. What he's done for us this season, it's been a great season, man. Honestly,
great.
He's
it's
made
been a great
us
season.
believe. He's made Arsenal fans believe
He's
again.
made us believe. And
No, you
the
believed
reality
all the
is-
time anyway because you're all off your head.
And the
Right?
reality-
There was no lack of belief in Arsenal fans.
We've got an identity now. Players actually want to play for us. We're back in the Champions League. And honestly, if we go out there in the summer and we make
Don't
the
say
right
it, Joel.
purchases-
Don't say it.
What'd you say?
What identity is that?
The Arsenal way, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, be top of the league for 93% of it and then bottle it. That's the Arsenal way. 4 out of 5 times it's Arsenal.
Call it what you want. I think we're in a better position than Man United as it
Do you know
stands
we've
as well.
improved by the same amount of points?
Yeah, but I don't think you should be going on points. Because
It's like that, is it now?
I
Interesting
don't,
argument.
Because, but I don't, because if you look at, I don't, because for example, City are probably going to end up with less points than they did in their Centurions year, right? Is that team better than the current team? Yes or no?
It's a very interesting argument they made
You're
because
probably going to pick this team, right?
I see point counters all over the gaff, right?
No, it's not me.
I see point counters everywhere. There was even an Arsenal one saying that, look, this Arsenal team's got more points than the treble team. Jose got more points than the treble team.
Listen.
If anybody can come and sit next to me, have a straight face and argue
Don't
that
listen
Ashley
to that.
Young's United was better than Roy Keane's United, then I don't know what to do. There's medication, there's therapy, but there's no way. There's been a point slip. There's been a point slip. There's a provable point slip year on year.
Benny, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Friend of the channel now. Come on anytime you want, man. Lovely to see you. We've got to hook up, man. Thanks again. I'll see you on your show.
Nice one, mum.
Right, so Rio's gone. Steven Howson, why are you making that face?
Because I know what you're bringing up.
What am I bringing up?
You're bringing up a tweet.
That's right. What tweet am I bringing up, Steven Howson?
Do you know what? It's hard being right all the time, so sometimes you have to get one that was only half right.
It's a Steven Howson tweet, ladies and gentlemen. 2016, the 2nd of January, by the way, 2016. Pep confirmed by City. Let's see how he does in the Prem then. I reckon he'll buckle under pressure. Won't last 2 years.
In my defence, I didn't think he was going to get to replace players that he bought immediately
Oh, please.
to the level that he has done.
Oh, please. Do you know what it was?
Spent more on defence than the American military.
Steve, you thought the Man United dominancy was just going to magically come back. You didn't know.
In 2016.
Wait, hang on a minute. Even though Fergie had been gone, there was still the arrogance of we're Man United.
We had Louis Van Gaal.
There's still that arrogance today.
I don't know
We'd
why.
just gone
I don't know
back-to-back
why.
draws, I think, at like Stoke and Norwich that week. So I don't think there was any arrogance there.
5 Premier League titles in 7 years.
Yeah. What did I say? Won't last 2 years. He's been here 7. So he's not lasted 2 years. has he? There you go. Like I said, half right.
Do you feel like the noisy neighbours now?
No. Because, listen, there's not enough of them in Manchester to make any sort of impact on my life. So it's not a problem.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure about
What
that.
makes you say that?
Because I was cutting about the place like I always am every day. And it's sound.
Yeah, but that's because they were focused on winning the league.
Me bollocks.
Yeah. City beating Chelsea 1-0. they had their second string team, really, innit? So.
Yeah, I'd say so. Probably the best bench in Premier League history. I'd say that bench that he put out there, because to be able to make them type of changes, I don't see how anyone can live with that strength and depth. But they did what they needed to do. Beat Chelsea. It wasn't a particularly entertaining game. It was almost like it felt like an end of season game where there's nothing to play for and you just play it out. But obviously they had to win. They'd won the title by then, and it certainly felt that way. But they have been phenomenal this season, Manchester City. When it comes to this time of the season, I don't think there's a team like it. They can just win and win and win, and some of their players as well step up. Gundogan, for me, this is his time. This is when he shines.
He's been mega.
Every single time the start of the season, this time of the season, he steps up with big goals.
I just don't understand why he's leaving.
You say that, right? And I'm in agreement with you, because I won't get rid of him. But Pep's very clever at letting players go to bring at the right time and then bringing another one back in. So it wouldn't surprise if you've got someone lined up for when Gundogan does go.
Oh, they always
comes in, yeah.
They always do. But it's kind of like they could still do with this one. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, because he scores big goals, big games. But
it's not just his goals. I mean, the goals is nice, but it's big performances. I think it's one of those players where you just go, decision making's mega. You can watch him all day long. And I know he's playing alongside Kevin De Bruyne, which probably makes everyone's life a little bit easier because he's pretty good and all. But yeah, it's a mad one to get rid of.
Yeah. And, congratulations to them. Didn't see them turn it around, but they have. Chelsea, you want to talk about Frank Lampard?
Yeah, so Frank Lampard did what we all expected and lost another game. What's that put his win rate at for this? What is it, last 25 games? Like 3%, 2%?
No way.
Do you reckon you're a better manager than Frank Lampard?
Listen, I'll certainly give it a go. I'd give it a go, but
Yeah,
I mean,
we all do too, Darren. Yeah.
It's a bonkers one. The Frank situation and bringing him back to the football club. I get it. It was to appease the fans, but an appointment couldn't have gone this badly. I think anyone else in charge of Chelsea would have got the sack a long time ago.
Yeah,
a long time ago. Because
you could have put a deflated football in charge of Chelsea, and they wouldn't have done as bad. Serious.
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
He's going. I'd be worried for your job, mate, because he is getting straight into broadcasting because he is not getting another managerial job in any league.
To be fair, him and Goldstein don't get on, so I don't think he's going to sit alongside Goldstein. So I might be alright for a bit of time.
Mate, it'll be somewhere else. They'll find a space for him somewhere else. But where do they go from here, though, man?
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be alright.
Next season,
this football club,
top 5 next season, guaranteed.
I'd say top 6.
This football club has got a weird way of, when everyone thinks the wheels are falling off, they go and win something big the following season. Now, I don't think all of a sudden they've turned into a cup team. I don't think they're challenging for leagues anytime soon. But would they win an FA Cup? Wouldn't surprise me. League Cup wouldn't surprise me. And I think if they get Pochettino in, or a proper manager who can get rid of some of the players they can get in, I think they'll be back.
Just look how many top players they've got and how much they've spent. Some of them will settle in. They might find a striker. They might even bring Big Ron back and just let him play.
I hope they bring him back.
Yeah, I think it could be a good time, innit? It could actually finally work. Do you reckon?
I think it could do, yeah, absolutely could do. And that's it. Like, Pochettino walks into a team that's got quite a lot of characters in it, some unbelievable talent, about 700 number 10s, which he needs to get a couple of them shifted up. But he's got enough. He's probably got 2 really strong squads. It's about finding what's the personality of this team, how do they really naturally want to play, and then putting it on them and letting them go and play, and having a bit of defensive structure, which obviously Frank hasn't got a clue on. So,
listen, Frank Lampard, great player. Obviously, we can't deny it's not been great.
Oh,
he said,
to me, he's better than Gerrard as a player, but as a manager, not about the same.
He said after the game, we need to show performance today. In my opinion, with everyone watching, I thought they acquitted. In my opinion, stop it. I thought they acquitted themselves well today. I said to them before the game,
team just popped you about.
We need to show
was
intensity
texting while they were doing
and
it.
show ourselves that we had a responsibility to play. Now, I just think he's just looking for words there. I couldn't even read that properly because I just
ChatGPT wrote that.
What are you saying? So yeah, I don't know. I say top 6. If they finish top 6 next season, I think that's not bad for Poch.
I guarantee they do.
Yeah,
guarantee they do.
They have to.
They're going to have no European football. They can concentrate on it week for week. That means he gets to implement his style twice as much, twice as quickly than the teams that have got Europa Conference, Europa League, Champions League. They will be not even top 6. I think I will go one further and say top 5 because I think that race for top 4 is going to be spicy. I think Liverpool will be in there next year. Someone's falling out, and I think it'd be either you lot or Newcastle.
It's definitely nice. Speaking about Arsenal, losing 1-0.
82% possession.
No, I think a lot of people thought that Arsenal were going to lose that game before ball was kicked. I was trying to be positive, upbeat, and think, no, Arsenal bounce back. They'll get a result against Forest, but it wasn't meant to be. And I think from Mikel Arteta, he would have learnt a lot from this Arsenal team this season, and certainly this period. But I think it still shows the fragility of the squad. I think he still needs to bring 1 or 2 more players in, even in areas where people don't maybe necessarily expect. Like, I would go and get another centre forward. I think they have to. Yeah. Because I love Gabriel Jesus. Spends too much of his time outside the box. You need someone who's going to stay in there, score goals. I don't think, when I look at Gabriel Jesus, who is an absolutely top draw quality player, I don't see that burning desire to want to score goals. I just don't see it with him. Whereas Nketiah has got that burning desire, but
goals.
But he's not as good as Gabriel Jesus. So you're kind of caught in between.
Well, surely time, right? He's still part of the process. What is your problem? What? He's young.
No, it's not that. I literally was just reading the notes, and it's just in bold. Most days spent at the top of the Premier League without winning the title. It just creased me. Sorry.
248 days. But
it's the elephant in a tree, Joel.
It's experience.
I don't know how it's up there. We all know it's going to come down. Listen, it's still up there. It's still up there. It's still up there. Oh, he's back on the floor now. There you go. Experience,
my friend. Experience. But yeah, going back to what Darren was saying. Yeah, again, look, I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see another striker there. Just maybe someone with a different dynamic.
Yeah,
I don't know. But the problem is, we were talking earlier on the special that we've got with you coming out. There's not a lot of strikers out there like they were in your time, man. Before, you could literally just go, all right,
everyone's centre mid nowadays. It's like the academy system showing its fruits.
Cams.
Yeah, everyone's playing.
Everyone's techie. Everyone's
No one really wants to go and put their head in there where it hurts and put the ball in the back of the net. And as you said, there are ones out there, but it's a difficult one. But you have to go and get one, I believe, because he was brilliant, Gabriel Jesus, at times, but spent way too much of his time outside the box. The balls are flashing across the 6-yard box. No one's there putting it in. That's the bread and butter.
I think this is where Pep is ruthless because, again, not saying that Gabriel Jesus has had a bad season, but he'll identify where he thinks there's maybe an area to improve. And they'll just go out there and get Vlahovic. Like, literally.
Yeah.
Just like that. Boom. Despite Jesus being the marquee signing last season, they don't care. He don't care about feelings, bruv. No. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we're in a place where we're going to want to protect Gabriel to let him know that he's still the number 1 striker and, it's all right.
Soft, not ruthless.
It's all right. Saliba, he got injured.
Missed out on Martinez not being ruthless. What signing he's been.
Yeah.
Shortest centre half. What was Graham Souness saying? There's no centre half under 6 foot that's ever done it in the Premier League. Boom, now there is.
No, it's true. So
missed out on Mudryk.
I think it all depends on what we do this summer.
Good player.
Because you can tell Nottingham Forest, we weren't interested, bro. No. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's happened to us a couple of times, though.
Yeah.
I think that happened last year in the FA Cup. Yeah. We went down there and got beat up as well again. So in the FA Cup, beat up. So clearly it's not a good hunting ground for Arsenal.
This is football heritage.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like Partey playing right back. He's been anonymous in the last 5-6 weeks, really.
But I think that is part down to do with Saliba, because Saliba, it was like a ripple effect. Partey's form went, Saka, then his form's gone a little bit. But I just think it's because Saliba's so comfortable on the ball. Ben White can push a bit further forward. Partey knows what he's doing. But
this is where we're short, though. Because think about it, Yes, I understand Saliba. Big miss. I was talking to one of the guys here at New Era Global, Marcus. He was saying, you know what? If Saliba was fit, the title race is a different story. I'm like, when you look at City, one player's gone, they replace it with another one.
Yeah.
Cancelo gets into a mad one with Guardiola. He's shipped off. Cancelo who? He was the best left back in the league, in the world last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's mad. Now, all of a sudden, Arsenal want to buy him. I don't think City are going to sell to us, but it's like, they don't care, bruv. Ruthless energy. And I want us to get to the point where we can be like that. Declan Rice, you want him? Go get him.
Don't get him.
We could have had Casado in January for like 70 mil.
Yeah.
I remember we were sitting here saying, pay it. This guy is the truth.
Yeah.
Dilly-dallying. Goes, signs a new contract. Now it's going to cost us over 100 milli.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's not, because you're not going to get him.
Well, there you go.
He's going to go to a serious club.
Oh, stop it. Where would he go then?
I don't know,
Liverpool.
to be honest. Yeah, but there is a lot of talk about Liverpool.
That's the one that makes the most... Obviously, I'd love him to come to Arsenal, but outside of Arsenal, that's the one that makes the most sense, because Fabinho's getting older, hasn't got the legs anymore.
I think you're getting Declan Rice.
Yeah, I think Deckers with the Techers is coming, but we need someone else as well, because if Xhaka's going, we need 2.
Yeah,
we need 2 centre midfielders.
Yeah, Vieira's not good enough.
We need another centre back, because I'm not sure about Saliba being fit the whole season. Obviously, I don't know the situation with Kivior doing up his boots and that. And I just don't know about all of that. And I'm a bit like, when it comes to Gabriel, I feel like he needs someone comfortable around him, and they need a good understudy. So you're probably maybe even 2 centre backs. Honestly, right back.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy with right back.
Tomiyasu.
Yeah, right. I'm happy with right back.
Then you're going to be dealing with Champions League football, and we all know your fans' expectations through the pissing roof.
And then you got on the right hand side, Saka. He needs a good understudy.
Yeah,
he really does.
He can't play every single game
a season, including England. Why are you laughing? You know,
fucking enjoying your demise.
Overall, it's a bit of a mad one. I still reckon we've had a better season than United.
No, you've not though.
I think it's just ended up a little bit mad.
I think I agree. I think we have. I think Man United have had a more...
We're going for a treble still. Bangkok Trophy, League Cup, FA Cup. Who's had a better season than us? City might win 2 trophies. Well, we won 3.
Get out of here. So yeah, I still think we have. I don't think we've made it pretty, but I reckon the direction of the club. Hey,
agreed.
Rather that than the Disney Cup. I'll tell you that for sure. What? It's true.
Too high, too low, setting up for a fail straight away. It's all going to come down crashing next season again.
Let's talk about United, please, quickly.
Yeah, let's. 1 on the road. Don't worry about it.
Beating Bournemouth 1-0. Casemiro, fantastic goal.
Comfortable afternoon, weren't they?
He might be our best striker.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the goals he scored this year?
Really good.
The guy's a joke.
Really good.
You saw what I have that argument about him and Partey? No, didn't think so. All right, cool.
No, but I think for large spells, Partey was playing better.
Was he playing better? Or was he
he was. Probably till the Liverpool game.
Yeah, but then Rodri's come and just said, listen, you lot stay in your lane, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that midfield City are messing with, though. Rodri, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne. It's a pretty good midfield, that.
Yeah, but Rodri's been out. Against Real Madrid, Rodri was different.
Yeah.
Different.
We haven't covered it, have we? Me and Ash talked about it a little bit on the flagship show on this channel.
It's the Ash show with no name.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I thought, as we filmed that, it was one of the top 5 worst videos I've ever been in. And actually, the edit kind of looks all right.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tom.
We was talking about City embarrassed Real Madrid. It was like they were playing Yeovil.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was bad.
Am I wrong?
No, it was bad. And that's why
battered them.
And that's why, for me, they're a better team than an 07-08 team.
Oh, shut up, Joel.
Easily. No doubt. But yeah, with United, practically top 4 secured now, right?
We're a point off, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
So if Liverpool don't get maximum points at the weekend, it's done. If we get 1 point out of our next 2, Fulham and Chelsea, you got to get a point. I mean, Frank Lampard's giving people points just like it's Christmas. So
no, you've been saying all that. You watch now. You watch Chelsea.
Nailed on. Fuck this up on the last day of the season. But United got to get a point out of both of those games. And if you don't deserve to be Champions League football.
Of course, 100%.
And that's presuming that Newcastle don't drop some points, because that's on the cards. They've been a little bit wobbly as the season comes to a close. So yeah, I think United this isn't even a debate. United have had a better season than Arsenal. When you think of all the things considered, you put a bit of pressure on City, great. Let's see if you can build on it, because ultimately you've won
Steven
nothing.
Howson.
Yeah, it is perspective. You're right.
Because it
when
depends
United
where
have
your
lost,
club is.
Yeah, it does.
And where our club is, with our club is, we needed it. So
and you've had a manager for how many years? He spent an absolute fortune in those years, and he's put a bit of pressure on someone and won nothing. Sweet.
No, but the direction of the club has changed now. We're now a Champions League team again.
Okay.
Yeah, we needed that.
We've won a trophy.
We
are also a Champions League.
No one cares about that trophy.
Doesn't matter.
Can it get you into Europe?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
It's a general
not into
question.
the Champions League, but it gets you into Europa. So he has come in and done a good job. He's won a trophy. The one criticism that Ole didn't have, or the one criticism that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was getting, who, by the way, has had a better season as a Man United manager than Arteta's had this year, don't remember anyone calling him great, was that he never won anything. And Ten Hag came in, ticked that box with a Bangkok trophy straight off the bat. Followed it up with a World Cup. Followed it up with the League Cup. 3 trophies first season. Smashed it. Right?
I need to ask you.
I need to finish my little point, right? So we're in the Champions League. We have won a trophy. You talk about its perspective and what's happened. Yeah, here's what's happened. United lost 4 strikers this season. We didn't get Greenwood. We lost Cristiano Ronaldo. We lost Cavani at the start of the season, and Anthony Martial is a fucking ghost. So we've not had any strikers available to us all season. So the fact that we've done all of that, as well as beating Liverpool, beating Arsenal, beating Manchester City this season.
But we beat you too.
Yeah, okay, but
we
still
finished 5th last year.
right? But we still
And
beat
we were
all
on
of
top
those
for
teams.
248 days.
Yeah, and won nothing.
Yeah,
Well done.
Still
So
there,
we've
innit?
turned all of those things. We've become a team, at least at home, that's capable of winning those games.
We become a team
We've
that
got to fix that
challenges
at home.
City. What's your point?
Challenged.
What's your point?
That's my only thing when it comes to that debate, because we have this debate all the time. The only reason I say that Arsenal have had a better season is that more successful, yes, Man United, because they picked up that trophy. But when you look at games won, goals conceded, goals scored, all that kind of Arsenal better in all of them. Exactly. More points against the top 6. Arsenal on top of that was second.
But again, you do this with your team that drew loads in 2004. You can't take the league in isolation. It exists alongside the other competitions. You play on a Thursday night, it affects how you do on the Sunday. So United have gone the distance in the 2 domestic competitions, won one, TBC on the other. Doesn't look good if we're being honest, but we're in the final. And then we went really far in the Europa League. That has had impacts on how we've had to perform in the Premier League. You lot phoned it in Europa League. That was the only time Vieira's had a start, I think. Right? Has he had a start in the league?
No.
Started every game in Europa League.
No, he did.
He
started against
recently.
Southampton.
Yeah.
He started against.
Yeah.
But the guy started every game in Europa League. So you guys, from day one, focused on this, and we spread ourselves too thin. And now you can say, well, we did better in this because but you focused on it.
Yeah.
Now, if we'd have tossed all the other competitions off like you did, we might have been able to match what you did in the league.
Yeah. Player of the season for Man United.
I think it's 3 in contention, and I wouldn't be upset if it was either of them. I think Bruno, Rashford, Casemiro, and if it wasn't for the injury towards the back end, Martinez would have been in the mix as well.
What about yourself for United?
Listen, Rashford's been good, but I almost think Rashford's like 3 months. Like before the World Cup, it wasn't.
It was building into form. Post World Cup, it was really hot.
I'd probably say Casemiro is probably the one where you'd go.
That's mad because he's been on holiday for a lot of the time.
Transformative though.
Yeah, I think when he's not there, you notice a big difference when he's not there.
Huge.
Shout out to Christian Eriksen as well. He's been class.
Yes, but it's not been as consistent. Obviously, he got injured, but yeah. So I don't know. And Rashford, the situation, what's going on? The contract. Are they really going to allow him to go into the new season with 1 year left?
Looks like it. I think they'll get the deal done. I don't think there's anywhere he's going to go. I think
PSG are sniffing
I can't
around,
see him leaving there regardless. I just can't see him leaving United. I feel like he's Manchester through and through. So I think I'm with you. He'll get the deal done.
Here's what my understanding of the situation is. If there's a chance of winning things at Manchester United, he's going nowhere, even if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. If there's a chance for him to win 1 Premier League, I'm almost certain Marcus would stick around to be that homegrown Withenshaw boy that wins the Premier League with Manchester United. And I don't think doing anything anywhere else trumps that. So I think if there's a sniff of that, if he believes in the project, I haven't spoken to him about Eric Ten Hag, so I don't know what his true feelings on him are. From the outside, he looks pretty happy. So I would have to assume it's going to be a day one for United. If they'd have done this last season and sat him down and shown a bit of loyalty to him and said, actually, we believe in you, we know you're going to get back to the best, there's a 5-year deal and we'll crack on, then you sit there breathing out as he's just gone on the run that he's gone this season, because as he was going on that run, United have been like, fuck me, we're going to have to get him in a minute. Oh, okay, now this is going to be dear. So United are probably happy the way the season's ended, because they can go, oh, we had a bit of a spell, didn't we? Anyway, that's what you're getting offered.
Yeah.
And it's not as much as it would have been in January.
What would the offer be?
It's got to be north of 250, I reckon. I reckon it might even touch
I think
the
it's
3.
more than that, you know.
Yeah.
I think he'll be hitting
Might even be
350s,
free.
you know. That's what,
especially when you've got Jadon Sancho's allegedly on that sort of cash. You've got David De Gea's been on that sort of cash.
He's earned it though, David De Gea, though, isn't he? If anyone's earned it, it's him, man. I know he's obviously struggling now.
I don't think you get value for money out of him. I don't think he's the best goalkeeper in the world and he's paid like he is.
No, but for 10 years he's been unbelievable for Manchester.
That's like service cash.
It's got to be
like
service.
No
well
gold
done.
clock here. It's out. What are you doing for us this week?
Yeah.
And he is going to finish on Golden Glove. And this is the mad conundrum that David De Gea is. He's got no one else has made more errors leading to goals, and he's got the most clean sheets.
Crazy that.
Mental. So yeah, I reckon. I think Marcus will get the deal done, and I think it's going to cost United a lot of money.
350 or more.
Yeah,
easy.
but when you think about the cost of that contract versus if you wanted to bring someone in of commensurate value, it's costing you 100 million on a transfer fee
and the wages.
Get him on his money.
Exactly. Moving it on quickly. Liverpool won, Aston Villa won. To be honest with you, Liverpool got lucky again at Anfield. You know what? It's just a write-off season for them, really, isn't it? Like, and when I say write-off, this team were in the Champions League final.
Though, up until like last week was unbelievable.
Scary for United. It was, but
well, for you lot, the next season.
No.
They'll be all right.
We're good. No, we're good. We're good.
You think I got a 5th place on lockdown? Yeah.
No. We'll get top 4 next year. Man of the match, Bobby Firmino. Looks like he's leaving, and he's leaving on a high. Well done for him. Great career. Ollie Watkins missing a penalty. Ramsey, young boy on fire. More on Aston Villa next season. Tottenham getting slapped by Brentford. 3-1. Harry Kane trying to be their saviour again.
Harry Kane just cry himself to sleep at night.
Honestly, it's
because he was that close when to go in Johnny City. He'd have had so many medals if he'd have just been there like last year and this year on the back of that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Brentford doing their job despite Ivan Toney getting the ban. Do you reckon they'll be all right without him?
I think they signed that Sharda, didn't they? Because they thought this was coming. And that front three, they're dangerous. I mean, I think long term they'd struggle without him because Toney's, I think he's one of the best in the Premier League, but they've got to find a way of winning games without him. And that was a good audition with them three because Mbuemo stepped up, Vissa stepped up, and Sharda. They're sharp, them three. Yeah. But I think long term, though, which one of them is going to get enough goals to keep Brentford where they are? That's the difficulty.
It's going to be hard.
I haven't heard you talk on Toney. Do you think it's a bit strong, the 8 month?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I get it, he's broke the rules and there maybe should be a punishment. But when you look at some of the bans that have been thrown out for, say, Suarez racism, gets 8 games, man. 8 games. And they're banning Toney for 8 months. Tell me the logic in that.
I know. Rest of the games, you got Fulham drawing 2-2 with Crystal Palace, Wolves 1-1 with Everton, West Ham feeding themselves after getting into the Conference League final, 3-1 against Leeds. Leeds are practically down. Brighton 3-1 against Southampton.
Did you just do Wolves and Everton, or did you just skip it?
I just skipped it, man.
But Everton are in trouble, mate.
Yeah, all right, they're going down. I don't care. I don't care what's going on down there.
I'd just like to put it out there. I really want them to go down.
Why?
I don't know. It's irrational, but I would like it.
Well, you heard what the man said. Listen, time here. We've got a video coming out with Darren Bent. He talks us through his footballing career. Amazing stories. And like I said, please check out his channel. It's all about footwear. My guy knows his stuff, bro. I'm telling you. And he's got a show coming out on 5 soon called The Reboot, when we focus on players, careers, and their boots. Amazing stuff. Darren, thank you, bro. Honestly.
Joe, love it.
Oh, man, it's refreshing having you here. Guys, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We will be back soon. Peace.